Hi, my name is Julie-anne Laird, and this month we're thinking about how do we do welcoming at church really well. I actually specialize in helping us to reach out to newcomers and people who might be interested in some sort of faith. And interestingly, in my work, I actually go to about 40 different churches a year, and even me, who's often the guest speaker, I find it really interesting working out, well, how welcome would somebody else feel in this space? Sometimes I just don't even know where to go into the church, and sometimes I often just stand there by myself waiting for someone to come and speak to me. So yeah, I just think we could do a little bit more in terms of how, as we're leading up to Hope 25, are there some ways that we could be more warm and welcoming to newcomers? Because if you think about it, someone who's like just doesn't know much about church and this is their first time into a space, yeah, it's really being able to recognize just how it might be difficult for some people to walk in. Yeah, one of the other things is actually recognizing, even in our sermons, how someone could be, if you're someone who's not of faith, what would be in the sermon for them, as they're obviously there because they're, yeah, God's Spirit's moving in them, and they've actually just wandered into a church of sometimes curious, but sometimes just a little interested, or maybe they just felt this real tug on their heart. So, yeah, I think it's good for us as a church to think about and be on the lookout. One of the interesting things that I've noticed as well is some people want to sit by themselves, but some people don't. And part of it is being able to give people that option of would they like someone to sit with them and just chat to them and stuff. But also just where to go, and where might be a good place to sit if you're a newcomer. People just don't know, what is this, somebody else's seat, isn't it? Not sure. When our youngest son was in a AFL team, AFL sort of junior football team, we went to the club for the first time, and I remember being just so taken aback by how well we were welcomed. And by the way, just the whole culture was so warm, and they had really good directions about where to go. They got us to sign up for things. And by the end, I said to my husband, I said, gee, the way they've done this makes me want to volunteer for this club. And I just went, oh, I wonder how we do this as church. Is that sort of the feeling that people have when they arrive at our church? And yeah, I just felt like you belong straight away. And if you didn't feel like you knew what you're doing, there's just people who said, can we help you? Here's somewhere that you can go next. This is the next place that you can go to grab this. And it was just so warm and wonderful. And I just went, wow, we could do this as a church, like just so engage people in a beautiful, warm way. One thing I have learned over the years, just in terms of things we could say, is sometimes when people haven't been to a church, our first thing we might say is, oh, I haven't seen you for ages. Rather, maybe we say, it's just lovely to see you. Because people know when they haven't been to church for a long time. And so, yeah, just maybe that's our first response if we haven't seen someone for a long time. Just so lovely to see you. Because we want people to just not have any barriers as they come into church. So, yeah, I think spend a bit of time thinking about how we welcome and are warm towards people who are new, and good pathways for them in terms of where they sit, where they go, and numerous people who just are on the lookout of sitting with other people and just really making people feel warm. One church I went to, I had someone who was assigned to me. It was a little over the top, but it was sort of nice. And I really missed them at the next church because I actually just did stand by myself a little bit. And I just went, oh, there was something nice about having someone just on the lookout for one person as they walked in. So anyway, I think we have such potential as a church to really just welcome people in, and really looking forward to potentially the opportunities that we have as non-Christians might walk through our door. And we just really pray for that.